Now, if you want an awesome daily driver, you take a 1995 BMW 5 Series, you make it a sport wagon, you give it a 5-speed manual, a diesel engine, Euro spec, and on top of that, you make it purple, and that's what this is. This thing is awesome. You can cruise around town in this, you can cruise across the country in this, which we'll get a little bit into. The owners bought this car here in Jacksonville, Florida, and then immediately did just that, took it across the country. Let's go for a drive and see what this thing's like. Being a BMW, this car has all sorts of little tricks up its sleeve that we'll get into, but one thing that I love is that you have an armrest. As a driver, this is fantastic for long drives, and as a manual, you don't often see that. Steering in this car is responsive. It's not overly vague or loose. Going around this traffic circle here, it holds and steers exactly as you want it to in the correct direction. Don't have a ton of body roll as you may expect for a wagon or a touring vehicle. You get a little bit, but overall the car is, as you're reminded constantly, a German engineered vehicle. Now we'll do a little acceleration test. We're at a roll doing about 50 kilometers per hour. As you'll note, the gauges are in kilometers per hour, this being a Euro vehicle. We're in second gear now, and we'll give it a go. Foot is to the floor, and we are crawling up to 80 kilometers an hour, and we let off. So the car accelerates like an older diesel vehicle, like more of an economy car. It's not overly sporty in terms of acceleration, but it can get out of its own way, which for me is a very important feature for a daily driver. It doesn't have to be the most powerful thing in the world, but you got to be able to move safely within traffic, merge into a highway, and not feel like you're going to get run over. This car here accomplishes that well. Now we'll go about testing the brakes. Hands up, brakes in a perfectly straight line. Shifter is nice and smooth as well. It's not like a gated Ferrari by any means, but it slots precisely into whichever gear you intend to go into. No ifs, ands, or buts. Shifts smoothly. As I mentioned, this car has a few tricks up its sleeve. All modern cars nowadays are boasting about their panoramic sunroofs, and this car had it back in 1995. It both vents, moves rearward to open the front, closes automatically, and then opens from the rear forwards as well, so that the rear occupants can enjoy the sun. And then you just push up and in, and everything closes up. As I mentioned, gauges are all in kilometers per hour, and the metric units you see here, but all gauges are working properly. Our temps are within the right range. You can see 142,000 kilometers on the odometer, and our diesel fuel gauge.